Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack discusses the importance of trade in addressing hunger.
We are, in this country, ready to engage in a very interesting and I think important conversation about the role that trade will play in our policies here in the U.S. Just today announced potentially an agreement in the Senate among leadership of the Finance Committee to take a look at a way in which this president can receive the same authority that presidents since Franklin Delano Roosevelt have had to promote trade agreements, creating a framework for trade negotiations and then providing Congress the opportunity to do an up or down vote on a trade agreement. Extraordinarily important in light of what's taking place in negotiations in the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Again, Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack. I'm Sabrina Hill for AgNetWest.com.
CNBC Headline News is brought to you exclusively by West Coast Auto, located at 5180 Holt Boulevard in Montclair, where you'll find the widest selection of the most pristine used automobiles in Southern California.
West Coast Auto of Montclair is the 2015 top-rated pre-owned dealer in California, offering a service department that surpasses expectations in every single way. And while you're there, browse West Coast Auto's extensive lot of best-in-class pre-owned vehicles.
You're getting the best-in-class vehicles with financing options like 0% down and no payments for 90 days. Visit westcoastauto.com or call 9099-million.
West Coast Auto of Montclair.
If you are facing criminal charges, your entire future is at stake. You need to act now to protect your job, your family, and your freedom. Call Wallen and Claridge at 877-4-NO-JAIL. Wallen and Claridge has over 30 years of experience in fighting for our clients' rights. With local offices in Riverside and San Bernardino, we are here to help you now. Call 877-4-NO-JAIL or go to WKLaw.com. How much is your freedom worth? Call 877-466-5245. The call is free. Will you be?
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
Good morning, everybody. This is Aaron Brinker.
And this is Tobin Brinker.
And I'm Joe Brinker. Nah, Joe Flores. I feel lonely.
We're all one big family here.
We are on the Brink, the morning show here on KCAA AM 1050. It is a beautiful Thursday morning. Actually, it's cloudy, a little overcast.
The orange show curse.
But it hasn't rained.
It's going to today. You watch. We're going to get a little bit of drizzle.
You know what? That forecast I gave earlier, they're saying some lightning and with the rain today.
That's true. That's some thunderstorms. It
yeah.
feels like that outside, actually.
And Aaron, in order for the curse to work, it only needs to sprinkle a little bit over the orange show. So you could be like 2 miles away and nothing. But over the orange show.
Across the street, nothing. As long as it's raining on the orange show, the legend holds.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you knew about that too, huh?
So how are you this morning, Joe?
I am great. You know, I've got that feeling, though, with all this cloudy weather and the temperature changes and all, I got that earthquake feeling. I don't know why. I haven't been able to shake it the last few days, so something must be coming. Maybe a little one. Who
I pray
knows,
it's little and not a problem.
But, you know, we haven't had a good shaker in a while, so I think it's about time for that.
That's scary.
Maybe it's also on my mind because I just re-signed my TV station up for the Great Shakeout that happens in October. Have you ever participated in that? You should do it at the schools, right?
Yeah, Tobin, you do that, right?
Yeah, our school does that every year.
Yeah, 10:16 at 10:16 a.m. It's, you know, real simple to remember. We participate in the largest drill. Actually, it used to be California, the Great California Shakeout. Then it was done nationwide. Now it's done on a global scale. So, you know, there's participation from other countries and all of that, just based on this little grassroots, program that was started here in our own backyard.
Well, I think it's a good idea to kind of make everybody think about it. I mean, especially, you know, if you're here in San Bernardino, you have the San Andreas Fault and the San Jacinto Fault, and both of those have the potential for pretty sizable earthquakes.
Yeah, and one of the stories we're going to talk about later today is this volcano that erupted in Chile. And, you know, all these tectonic plates are all connected. So I mean, if stuff's happening with volcanoes erupting down in South America, I wouldn't be surprised if we see all kinds of other activity.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I've kind of got that feeling like something's coming, but, hopefully shake off. No
Oh, I
pun
hope that
intended there.
feeling's
But
wrong.
I do too. But it is time. It's a good thing. But
I always watch the dogs and cats. They always seem to know in
Yeah.
advance. You watch, they get a little weird, right? If you're
My
if you're
dogs
And
are
our
always
cats
weird.
Are always, yeah, our critters are always weird.
Cats
Yeah,
have no
weirder than
personality,
normal.
so. But there was a good report on NBC last night. I don't know if you caught that. They were talking about the aftermath after, the big one as we've been expecting for so many years. What is life going to be like? How are the services? We're going to be far worse off than we can ever imagine right now.
Why?
They were talking about just how poor our infrastructure is set up to respond to something like that. Coming from the high desert, we're going to be completely cut off
You
if
are.
it's
You're
San
gonna have to
Andreas
go to
fault.
Vegas.
Well, yeah, if we can get through that route, depending on how far the breaks are, because remember the Ludlow earthquake back in '99. That did some damage to the freeway, so we couldn't even get out that way through, to Laughlin or anything else, where the bridge had collapsed out there. So
Yeah.
depending on where it hits, who knows which direction we're going to be stuck.
Yikes. So, do you have an earthquake kit?
I do.
We
I
need
do.
to
I have
update
one in my
ours.
car. I have one, I have one for 3 in my car, and then I have the 8 at home for 8 different people. So I include kind of my neighbors, thinking, I've got some older neighbors that I'm sure aren't going to be ready for it.
For all you listeners out there who are thinking about coming to my house, we have nothing at my house. There's nothing there for you. We're not prepared at all.
Actually, he's not lying. We had a kit and then, cycled stuff out, and we need to replenish our kit. So that's a
Yeah.
reminder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it's never a bad thing to be prepared.
Not at all. So, as I always do.
Yes, good morning. Go
Always
ahead.
do.
As I always do, I want to let everybody know all the ways they can listen to KCAA AM 1050. Of course, in the Inland Empire, you can find us at 1050 on the AM dial. We have a strong signal out here. But if you want to go into LA or OC, you can listen to us online and at kcaaradio.com. You can find links to all of our social media. We love it when you interact with us. You can find links to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. You can also see our Ustream feed right on the website, or you can click through to Ustream.
Ustream, I love it. We're on TV.
We're on TV. So if you
HD, 6 a.m.
pardon?
HD at 6 a.m. Not for me, though.
Yeah, rub it in. Anyway, you can call to listen if you have a flip phone or a dumb phone, so to speak. You can go to 832-999-1050. That's call 832-999-1050. If you're heading into LA and OC, you can listen to us on the TuneIn app. So with the TuneIn app on your iPhone, if you're if you have an Apple, I can't talk this morning. If you have an Android device, you can do the same thing at kcaaexpress.com. All right.
Speaking of Cat Dog, didn't you get some coffee this morning?
Yeah, I haven't had a sip yet. I don't
Did you see
like
all
it super, super hot, so I always wait a minute. So I haven't had any coffee
Did you
yet.
see all the cool creamers and flavors and stuff I brought in, too?
Yeah, there's some
You like
cool-
that?
It's very nice. Thank you.
Got the mocha going back there, and I got the syrups and stuff, so...
you're
figured
awesome.
let's change it up a little bit, huh?
So we have a great show planned for you today. We're going to be talking to Stephanie Lucard-Carnes about... she's from Dream Dinners in Redlands, and she's doing an event out there called the Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise Expo, and she'll be on the second half of the show. The first half of the show, though, there's some stories that are just we have to talk about. Mm-hmm. Tobin, what have you found?
Okay, so there's one that I've been holding on to all week long, and each day we haven't had time to get to it, and I've got to talk about this. 120-pound Sacramento woman sets a world record by eating 3 72-ounce steaks.
I'm sorry, 3?
3 72-ounce steaks. Now,
Wasn't there an episode of The Simpsons of a guy who ate 1 and died?
Yeah. Now, the first time I saw this headline, I thought for sure it was a joke. Sometimes you see stuff pop up online and think, oh, that can't be real. But then it started popping up in like legitimate news sites.
So it wasn't just clickbait.
It wasn't clickbait. And so I actually went and read the article. I'm like, oh, my God. So it's actually she ate 3. And let's put it into numbers that might make more sense to you. These are 4.5-pound steaks. Okay, she ate 3 4.5-pound steaks. She also had 3 baked potatoes, 3 shrimp cocktails, 3 salads, and 3 bread rolls. So I have no idea how she did
contest?
that.
Yeah,
This was an eating contest.
Was this at that?
That
the one
restaurant
down in
Amarillo?
Texas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not just that she ate all that, but it's how fast she ate it. So She consumed the steak meals. The first one was eaten in 4 minutes and 18 seconds. The second one was finished at the 11-minute 47-second mark, and the third one was completed at the 20-minute mark. So she ate 3 of these complete meals: the 72-ounce steak, the baked potato, the salad, the shrimp cocktail, all that stuff, in 20 minutes. I don't know how she did it. I'm imagining that she's got something really weird going on with her stomach and digestive system, that it's not really being digested, it's just going straight in, and that she's maybe taken, and this is just my mind going crazy, that she's taken some sort of medication to stop her from, like, throwing up or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine someone being physically able to do this.
How big must her stomach be?
I don't know, but she got $6,000 for doing this. That was her prize.
Wow, but that's not worth $6,000.
No.
I wouldn't do it for $6,000.
Yeah. She's in the Guinness Book of World Records now, too.
Wow.
Her name is Molly Schuyler. She's a competitive eater, right? And it just blows my mind that someone could eat that much. And again, she's a 120-pound mother of 4. Okay?
I can't believe
She's
that.
competed in 70 food competitions nationwide. Her previous record was in May when she had ate 2 of the 72-ounce steak meals. Right?
Oh, my gosh.
She's not even that 120 pounds. She's not.
She's tiny.
Yeah.
So her body must not, in my opinion, her body must not even be digesting this stuff. I mean, it's just supposed to be going in and straight out. I mean, because how do you, she would have to be like 1,000 pounds if she was eating meals like that, right? It makes no sense to me.
Sizes and everything.
When it comes
to what you consume.
I am speechless because this is so unfathomable to me. I mean, gosh, I had a big plate of the dinner Tobin made last night, and it wasn't anywhere near that big, and I'm feeling all guilty still because I ate so much, but it was good.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine.
Well, you ever watch any of those eating competitions like the Nathan Hot Dog competition and all of that? You see, there's one lady that I'd followed for a while. I think she's still out there doing the eating. It's she goes by the Black Widow is the name that she goes under, and there's a few others that are out there, that constantly, they just travel around the world and do nothing but enter these eating contests.
I don't know. I mean, competitive eating kind of freaks me out.
Yeah.
Here's the other piece of this too, right? The chewing. Okay, I mean, think about steak, right? Now, even if it's a really, really good steak that's really tender, you still got to chew. My jaw would be so sore just eating one 72-ounce steak. So I'm imagining that she's had to have sat there and just cut this thing into a fine little mush of whatever. And then she's not even she's not even chewing. She's just got to be swallowing. How do you get 72 ounces of steak down with the chewing in 20 minutes?
Let's talk about what a serving is. I mean, honestly, a serving of steak is supposed to be about 3 or 4 ounces. It's supposed to be the size of your palm, right?
Yeah.
So,
deck of cards.
Or a deck of cards, exactly. And so, oh my goodness, that's just. Oh my gosh, that's so much difference. I'm still freaking out about this story.
No, I've got to see. I don't know if there's a video out there. I've got to see if there's a video showing her do this because it boggles the mind. Again, I heard this, I saw the headline, and I thought to myself, this has got to be fake.
And it was indeed at the Big Texan Steak Ranch in Amarillo. This place is legendary.
Have you been there?
I have not.
Oh gosh, I've been there a few times, and I thought I'm going in. I'm just not going to eat for the whole drive, from here to there, and maybe I'd give it a try. But I get there and I see it because they've got one on display right there, and you just there's no way I'm going to eat that.
It must be as big as your head.
But it's huge. It is huge. Did you see the movie The Great Outdoors?
No.
John Candy, and they take him into the restaurant up there, and he has to eat the old 96er. It's a 96-ounce steak. And the joke is, Dan Aykroyd says, no problem. If I can get a dessert in him, you want to throw some hats in for the kids, stuff like that. But he's all, does anybody ever finish that? Oh, and the lady's like, no, not my lifetime. So he's the first one to do that. But that always sticks in my head when I think of the Big Texan is that scene from The Great Outdoors. It's hilarious. But, the food is phenomenal there.
Oh, I bet it
really
is. I mean, it's a legendary restaurant.
Yeah.
So
I used to be a big beef eater. I'm not so much anymore. But it's every once in a great while I'll have like a hamburger or something.
I do like a nice steak cooked over an open flame.
Yeah.
There's a place in Colton, Pinnacle Peak.
It's
a total cowboy restaurant. Yeah. But it's they cook their steaks over an open flame. It's good.
Yeah. Have you been over to Clearman's? What's the rest of the name of it? It's another steakhouse. There's actually one over here. I want to say it's in Pomona. I'll get you the information for that one. But it's another fantastic place to go to.
Awesome.
And they have they have this bread, the toast, the cheese toast that they do.
I can't
they have
eat
their
that.
own spread. Well, and then they have like a cabbage salad. You know, they get the red cabbage and the green cabbage, and they actually have their own different dressings that they mix with it, and it's all made there, all home recipes right there in the restaurant. And it's just Northwoods Inn. That's what it is.
Northwoods Inn.
Yes, and
Gotta check it
you
out.
like Pinnacle Peak, you'll really like the other one too. I love both. I haven't been to them in a few years, but
now I'm getting
like I
hungry
said,
for a steak.
I know, right? Has steak and eggs for breakfast.
Yeah,
here?
there we go. Well, it is
6:20. Tell me it's time for a break already.
It is time for a break.
Wow, moving right along.
So I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And I'm Joe Flores.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show here on Kcaa AM 1050. We'll be right back.
Kcaa.
Hi, everybody. Ray Lucia here. We just saw the biggest jump in mortgage rates in more than 25 years. So now it's more important than ever to lock in your loan with a professional who has a thorough understanding of this wild mortgage market. That pro, Steve Alidord, the loan financial planner from Rancho Financial. Steve is one of the top 1% of mortgage originators in the entire country. And for years, Steve has worked with me, my family members and friends, and in most cases will close your loan in 30 days or less. Time is critical if you're ready to buy or refi. No one knows where rates will go next. Learn the advantages of working with a direct lender who can fast-track your loan. Steve Alidor can calculate which program is best for you and educate you about all of your options. Call the loan financial planner, Steve Alidor, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070. Or watch Steve's free home loan webinar at loanfinancialplanner.com. That's loanfinancialplanner.com.
We are ambitious. We are proud of our work. We are Kubota. With Kubota's economical MX 4800 and MX 5200 utility ag tractors, we simply get more done. Full of big features, Kubota MX Series tractors are packed with up to 54.7 horsepower Kubota diesel engines, powerful transmission options, and more. Test drive one today during the More Power to You sales event. Fueling your ambition. We are Kubota.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
If you are facing criminal charges, your entire future is at stake. You need to act now to protect your job, your family, and your freedom. Call Wallen & Claridge at 877-4-NO-JAIL. Wallen & Claridge has over 30 years of experience in fighting for our clients' rights. With local offices in Riverside and San Bernardino, we are here to help you now. Call 877-4-NO-JAIL or go to wklaw.com. How much is your freedom worth? Call 877-466-5245. The call is free. Will you be?
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
And I'm rocking out over here, Joe Flores.
I know. Good music. Good music.
A little back in black here, you know.
Well, there is a story that is I mean, the last one was kind of quirky and fun. This one is really kind of horrible. Tobin, you want to talk about Popeyes?
Yeah, let me talk about this. So this is there was an armed robbery at a Popeyes, and the manager of the store, a woman by the name of Marissa Holcomb, was held at gunpoint. And this was in Channelview, Texas, and she was fired after this robbery occurred. She happened to be 5 months pregnant, and she was reprimanded because she refused to pay back the $400 that the gunman got away with.
How?
This is according to KHOU.
Which is, so Channelview is outside of Houston.
Yeah. And she basically told them, she says, I told them I'm not paying nothing, Holcomb told the station. I just had a gun to me. I'm not paying the money. On March 31st, the gun-toting perp walked into the eatery and demanded that employees get on the floor. He grabbed Holcomb by her shirt and told her to empty the safe, but she said she could only open the register. Security video of the incident shows the gunman leap over the counter to get to the registers. The restaurant was reportedly unusually busy that day, so the thief made off with a hefty sum. Holcomb claims that her manager demanded that she reimburse the company the $400 that were stolen or be fired. Now, a Popeye spokesman told the station that it's against company policy to have that much money in the register at any given time. So that's why Holcomb was fired. The rep denied that she was given the option to pay the money back. Now, again, she's pregnant with her fourth child, and this firing came at a horrible time for her. And I think she probably got a lawsuit. I mean, I can't imagine being fired in a situation like this.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, all of us have worked. I would imagine all of us have worked in a restaurant or a store or a fast food joint and understand that when it's busy, you don't always have time to pull the money.
Yeah.
As often as you probably should.
Yep.
And so, we're not he didn't make off with $10,000 or $5,000 or even $1,000 or even $500. He made off with $400. My guess is that it's supposed to be, the register levels are probably supposed to be about $200. And, so we're not talking about an egregious, horrible amount.
Yeah.
I don't think they should have fired her.
No, I don't think so either.
I
I imagine there's something else at play here, and they're using this as the excuse to get rid of her. But it's horrible for them, and it's got to be terrible PR, right? I mean, the woman's held at gunpoint. They got video.
Yeah. The pregnant woman is held at gunpoint.
I'd almost say it sounds like she might be trying to take advantage of this opportunity as well.
You think?
That's what it sounds like. I mean, I don't know. You see so many of these frivolous lawsuits that come along that, this one just seems almost too easy of a setup, with what her accusations are, or pay it back. Now, as you said, there's only so much allowed to be in a register. I remember back when, I was 18, I was working for the old home base that used to be here in town, and down on Laguna Niguel. I was at one of the corporate stores. And, of course, our policy not to have more than $300 in the register.
Right.
And that's still a considerable amount. Well, it was the end of the day, the end of the closing. Store had closed. I had taken my last customer, and, of course, his sale was like $700. Okay? And he paid in cash. Well,
because contractors often do.
Well, yeah, whatever. I don't know what this guy's background was, but, yeah, so he paid in cash. Well, naturally, I've got $1,000 in my register by the time it comes time to close and drop. The CSM, he says, you're not supposed to have more than $300. You needed to do a drop. This was my last customer. We were closing. You weren't even anywhere to be found. And he says, well, I could write you up for it. I said, you know what? On the principle of the fact, write me up for it. If you want to terminate me for it, terminate me for it.
That's just stupid.
I mean, seriously, last customer, $700 sale, and I'm supposed to do a drop before I close my register? The second I'm closing my register, it just made no sense.
No, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Makes no sense at all.
It was whatever.
Well, we have to take another quick break.
Yes.
Because we have a call coming in. Gosh, I need more coffee. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And I'm the coffee maker, Joe Flores.
Yes, he is the coffee maker,
Coffee.
Joe Flores. Mr. Coffee. We will be right back here on KCAA AM 1050.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
Hey, this is Steve Sanchez, and do you know in 2007, I went off to the doctor for a basic checkup, and he informed me, Steve, you got plaque built up around your heart, and you're going to need stents. I informed him, with no offense, doc, I need a second opinion. I go off to a naturopathic doctor, and he introduces me to something called Zango. It's a juice made of the whole mangosteen fruit. You know, the mangosteen fruit has been used for centuries for healing. So, hey, what do I have to lose? I tried it. 3 months later, I go back to my cardiologist, no plaque, no stents, and I'm proud to say 7.5 years later, I'm stent-free. I want to turn you on to Zango because it's the only true 100% mangosteen fruit juice. It's patented. In fact, the Mayo Clinic is paying attention because they're doing an extensive study because they cannot ignore all the testimonials around the world. I want to give you a free sample of the Zango juice today. Simply call 888-309-5656. That's 888-309-5656 for your free mangosteen juice sample today from the company called Zango.
If you are facing criminal charges, your entire future is at stake. You need to act now to protect your job, your family, and your freedom. Call Wallen and Claridge at 877-4-NO-JAIL. Wallen and Claridge has over 30 years of experience in fighting for our clients' rights. With local offices in Riverside and San Bernardino, we are here to help you now. Call 877-4-NO-JAIL or go to WKLaw.com. How much is your freedom worth? Call 877-466-5245. The call is free. Will you be?
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Welcome back. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And I'm rocking out to Candy Joe Flores.
Exactly. You want candy,
I
Joe
want
Flores.
candy. I want all kinds of stuff. It's a great day at KCAA.
And 72 ounces of steak.
You know what? I was reading some more about that, too, just real quick. I know we got to get to our caller. You know, you're required to pay up front for this steak. It's $72 for the dinner. If you complete it, you'll get a refund. If you don't, obviously, you've already paid for it.
Right.
The rules are posted here on the Big Texans website, bigtexan.com. You know, if you get sick, should you become ill, the contest is over, you lose. Please use the container provided as necessary.
Oh, that's...
you are required to pay the full amount up front. If you win, we will refund 100%. You must sit at the table that we assign. If you do not win the steak challenge, you are welcome to take the leftovers with you. You're not in the mood for steak after that, I'm sure.
No.
But and no consumption or sharing of the leftovers is allowed in the restaurant once the contest is over. So once you started, you're not allowed to stand up, leave the table, or have anyone else touch the meal. And yeah, you have to complete all of it. Before the time starts, you will be allowed to cut into the steak and take one bite. If the steak tastes good and is cooked to your satisfaction, we will start the time upon the acceptable approval. And the time will not stop until the contest is on. Should be sure to say, and so make sure you say yes. Yeah, so it's
wow.
crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Entire meal must be consumed in 1 hour. If any of the meal is not consumed, swallowed, you lose.
So you can't have a full mouth.
Yeah, you can't have a full mouth at that 60-minute mark. You got to be done with it.
How about just having a human-sized portion?
That's a human.
I know. Golly.
Okay, moving on.
So it's all about food today here on the Brink,
Yes,
the
it
morning
is.
show here on Kcaa AM 1050. And up next, we have Stephanie Lukart-Carnes. She is the owner of Dream Dinners in Redlands, and she's here to talk to us about the Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise Expo coming up in May. Welcome to the show, Stephanie.
Good morning, everyone. How are you today?
Doing great. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. Thank you guys so much for having us on. We so appreciate it.
So first of all, tell us about Dream Dinners. What is that concept?
Well, Dream Dinners is an amazing concept. What we do is we provide a service for busy families or people who just need a little extra help throughout the month. We provide a different menu every month where they can choose recipes that they think their family is going to enjoy. And then we do all of the hard work for you. So we do all of the shopping, all of the chopping, and all of that preliminary, busy, messy work. And we just help you assemble your meals for the month, usually 12 to 14 different nights throughout the month. And you take everything home not cooked, just frozen, raw, fresh, and then you have it ready to defrost and cook at home when it's time for you to cook at home.
Oh, that sounds great. And do you have vegetarian options and gluten-free? And
we do not. We are still, mainstream American. Let's put it that way. I was listening to your steak commentary, getting a little hungry this morning. But we definitely cater to mainstream American. So we are all about the meat and potatoes, and we have a lot of different varieties of seafood, chicken, obviously, and pork as well. So we do a really good variety for the whole month.
Yum. Sounds great.
Yeah,
now, how long have you all been in Redlands?
The store in Redlands has been around for about 8 or 9 years, and my husband and I have been the owners for 3 years now.
Wonderful. So tell us about the Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise Expo.
Yeah, so we created this event in 2013. We took a year off last year, and we're reinventing it again this year. And Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise is an expo that we've created to connect all of the business resources that we realized we had in the community. So connecting the business community with the regular everyday person. All of our vendors have to have something to do with being healthy, wealthy, and or wise, offering a service, to the local residents. And so that's what that's all about. So we have a great variety this year. Just wanted to mention a couple of them that are going to be there. We're expecting about 50 different vendors this year. Of course, we'll be there. And we've partnered with our friends who own Airlius Massage. They're a mobile massage company, and he's helping me with that. So that's pretty amazing. And Budget Transmissions out of San Bernardino. We have the martial arts school out of Highland called Arrowhead Tong Sudo. They're going to be there, and we're going to be doing demonstrations as well, which is pretty cool. We have a Corey Freeman who does Vivi Jewelry, which is the old Cookie Lee Jewelry Company. They're going to be talking about all the different ways that they can help and service their customers. Lawson Custom Color Colorings. They do inside and exterior painting. We have a representative, Donna Sandberg from Juice Plus. Curves of Redlands is going to be there, which is great for them to be able to participate. And we have a health coach, Trisha, from Be Slim Forever. And that's just the beginning. So it's going to be a nice variety of things for the home, things for yourself, just everyday lifestyle having to be anything to do with healthy, wealthy, and wise.
So this is a networking event, and it's a consumer event.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds great.
We're going to have music. We're going to have activities. But the main part of the event is going to be actually the focus of the event, which is really bringing the community together. And inside the expo in the middle, we're going to have what we're calling a meal packing event. And this is to support our nonprofit out of San Diego, which we've partnered with here in Redlands, Dream Dinners, and it's called Friends and Family Community Connections. And their website is F as in Frank, ccsd.org. And what they do is they provide an amazing service where we can help package meals. And the meal is very simple that can be used around the world. And it consists of rice, dehydrated protein, dehydrated vegetables, and a vitamin pack. And we are going to help them pack, and our goal is to pack 100,000 meals.
Wow.
So it's pretty amazing. Yes.
That's a lofty goal.
That is. That is. And, what's really amazing, Erin, is that in order to do that, we only need to raise $25,000. Each meal only costs $25,000.
Oh.
To purchase the food, package it, ship it, everything is included for the quarter. So we really only need to raise $25,000 in order to do that. So we know we're going to be able to do it with this community pulling together and helping with that.
Now, are the funds going to go, or the meals rather, going to go all over the world? Are they going to stay local? Where will the charity end up sending these meals?
Absolutely. So that's one of the reasons I love them so much. Is of all the meals we pack that day, whatever number it ends up being, 25% will stay here locally, and we'll get the opportunity to pick where it gets distributed from, so we can look as our own community and see where the biggest needs are. We have decided San Bernardino, because it is such a huge need for this area, and Redlands, because that's where our store is, and Highland, because that's where my husband and my family, we live in Highland. So we're going to pick some distribution centers in those areas. And then the remainder, 75%, do go internationally. The ones we prepare this year were actually earmarked to go to the Philippines to support some of the relief efforts that they have going on for the superstorms that have hit recently over the last couple of years. So we will be supporting the Philippines this year, but locally we'll be supporting our own community, which is pretty amazing. I love that.
So let me jump in here. So there's two things I guess I'm hearing in terms of what you're doing. One is that you're raising money to pay for this, so you can have folks show up and write a check and do that.
Or before the event,
or before the event. But are you also, you're going to physically be packing these meals right there at the event?
Yes, we will. So we'll be putting up a volunteer website here shortly.
Okay.
Our Facebook page for the Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise is simply that, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And it's also linked from the Dream Dinners Redlands Facebook page. So there'll be lots of information that we keep posting on there for the community. But yes, we will be packing all of the meals that day.
That's awesome. Now, I don't know if you've reached out to some of our local schools, but I know a lot of the local high schools now have volunteer requirements for their, particularly for their
seniors.
seniors.
So does Cal State San Bernardino, probably University of Redlands too.
And
although they've already graduated.
Yeah, but just to to engage our young people, I think that to create a culture of community service is so important.
Absolutely, that was obvious. Yeah, it was absolutely on our list of things to do, is to make sure once that volunteer website goes live, we'll be letting everyone know.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, are you still accepting business vendors for the day? So if somebody wanted to showcase their business, they can still get involved.
Yes, they can call Dream Dinners Redlands. They can call the store. They can email the store. They can find us online at dreamdinners.com and inquire about how to be a participant in the vendor expo. Or they can also just mail a check and help us with raising the funds for that.
Now, do you have the ability to donate online?
They will, absolutely. That part is set up. It's at that website I gave you earlier, which is FFCCSD. And you go in and you find the donation, and just make sure that you put in the memo field for it's a Redlands Dream Dinners meal packing event. Otherwise, the funds won't be earmarked for our community.
Well, this is outstanding. I think this is wonderful. So let everybody know one more time when the event is and where the event is.
Sure. So the event is going to be on Sunday, May 31st. The expo itself is for all the vendors and businesses is going to be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the meal packing event will be going on in between all of that. So it's from 9 to 3, and it's going to be in the Tri-City Center parking lot. I obviously I call it the old Mervyn's parking lot.
Yes.
That's what most of us know. But I should be saying it's the Burlington, shopping center now. So that's where we are, the Dream Dinners parking lot.
Now, if somebody wants to, check out Dream Dinners as a service, do they schedule a tour? How does that work?
Yeah, they can go online. They can watch a little video, or they can come into the store. We are not open all of the time. We are open only by appointment. So if they happen to catch us when we're open, they can come in and they can poke around. But we do have an open house that's scheduled every month for new people who are curious to see what we're up to. And that's the second Tuesday of every month. And it's from 6 to 8 p.m. And we'll have free appetizers that evening. And our friends from State Street Winery have been known to come over and bring some free wine samples as well.
And their wine is good.
Yeah. They're a great partner for us. We love working with them.
And when is your next event? Your next open house?
It'll be the second Tuesday in May. It's always the second Tuesday of every month.
So it's coming up. You said that. Sorry, it's coming up.
That's okay. Yeah. I'm like, don't ask me to pick a date right now because I don't have a calendar in front of me. So.
And you have to forgive Erin. She's been mainlining coffee, and she's a little loopy.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know what it is
stronger.
today.
Oh, that's great.
So, well, Stephanie, it's been absolutely great talking with you. Come back on as the event gets closer. Let's give some updates and so that we can make sure that we support. I think what you're doing is really fabulous.
I agree.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys taking the time to let us share what we're up to, and I do look forward to giving you guys an update in a couple of weeks.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too. You too. We've been talking with Stephanie Lukart-Carnes from Dream Dinners in Redlands about her Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise Expo. Get involved. It's helping. Yep. It's sharing your business. It's finding out about other businesses. It's helping people eat. I mean, feeding people. What's more important than that?
Yeah.
So I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And I'm Joe Flores.
And
I'm just going to be playing old Joe right now.
And this is Kcaa AM 1050. We are on the Brink, the morning show on the station, and we'll be right back.
Working so hard like a soldier. Can't afford a thing.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
We are producers. We are crafters of quality hay and forage. There's an art to harvesting the best hay and forage, and it starts with the right equipment. From dependable disc mowers and mower conditioners to efficient rakes and tedders, round balers and bale wrappers, Kubota has engineered a full line of field-proven hay tools you can trust to perform season after season. Visit your local Kubota dealer today during the More Power to You sales event for low-rate, long-term financing. For all your hay tool needs, we are Kubota.
How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt completely forgiven, both the principal and interest? National Credit Card Relief wants to give you free information that shows you how. Thousands of people have used this program to have their credit card debt forgiven. So call now for free information and consultation. We'll give you the secret to this money-saving program absolutely free. Get eye-opening information that could save you thousands of dollars a year or a month, depending on how much you owe. In fact, the more you owe, the more you can save. All you need is $10,000 or more in credit debt, medical bills, or department store debt to qualify. Call for free debt forgiveness information now at 800-546-2909. That's 800-546-2909. To discover the secret to having your credit card debt forgiven, call 800-546-2909. 800-546-2909. Don't wait, call now. 800-546-2909.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN4LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
If you are facing criminal charges, your entire future is at stake. You need to act now to protect your job, your family, and your freedom. Call Wallen & Clarich at 877-4NO-JAIL. Wallen & Clarich has over 30 years of experience in fighting for our clients' rights. With local offices in Riverside and San Bernardino, we are here to help you now. Call 877-4NO-JAIL. Or go to WKLaw.com. How much is your freedom worth? Call 877-466-5245. The call is free. Will you be?
E-Digits. Lock them in for more information, recreation, and guaranteed fun. KCAA 1050 AM.
This generation rules the nation with version. Music and the food of love. Songs to really make you rub and scrub.
In honor of 420
I would
this
like,
week,
yeah,
right?
this sounds like a 420 song. Kind of chill on a Thursday morning.
That's right, huh? Hey, we're winding down here in the last 10 minutes of the show.
Well, there is a, keeping with the food theme for today.
Well, that's how that lady ate, by the way. She ate 3 steaks. And
That's right. Probably
with her addict
maybe.
appetite.
She had the munchies. What else can you say?
That was a total
cocktail.
420 story. We missed it.
We missed it.
Wasn't it? Oh, I know.
So there's a wellness blogger. Tobin, tell the story.
Okay, so this woman, Belle Gibson, admits that she faked cancer, right? Now, she has built a food empire based on this false claim of having brain cancer, and that she somehow cured her cancer with this food cure, this veggie-based diet.
Right. So she didn't go through treatment for her cancer. She ate really healthy food and then was cured it.
So she puts this story out there and creates a cookbook called The Whole Pantry. She creates an app that you can use on your phone to help you to get the right foods. She has this Instagram blogging site, and she raises a ton of money. And she says she's donating a bunch to all these charities.
But she hasn't done that.
And that's where her story starts to fall apart, because some news agencies went and inquired about some of the donations, and none of the places said they got any money from her. And so her story begins to unravel. And her response to this thing is just mind-boggling to me, because she tells the Independent, I guess, she's from Australia. She says, no, none of it's true. According to original tale, she turned down this conventional cancer treatment. And she claimed to have donated roughly $227,000 to different charities, but there was no trace of the donations. And here's her response. I'm still jumping between what I think I know and what is reality, she told the Australian Women's Weekly. I have lived it, and I'm not really there yet. I think my life has just got so many complexities around it and within it that it's just easier to assume that she's lying. And
what does that mean?
I know. I mean, she should be in politics.
I know.
She's spinning.
That depends on what the definition of is.
She's just spinning. The single mother also said that she tends to create stories in her mind.
Write a book then.
If I don't have an answer, then I'll sort of theorize it myself and come up with one, she told Australians Women Weekly. I think that's an easy thing to often revert to if you don't know what the answer is. So in other words,
I just make stuff up.
I just make stuff up, and and I'm not really sure what's real.
Well, define make stuff up.
Do you know that J.K. Rowling just made stuff up?
Exactly.
And she wrote a book about it. It's called fiction.
Yeah.
That's
and
where I
it's
was
Harry
gonna
Potter.
go. It's like, here comes a whole nother thing of Harry Potter, another wave. Good Lord.
But I mean, this is just, this is crazy. And the article talks about sort of the psychology of this, that people they like to do these big lies because of the attention that they get, and that oftentimes big lies are easier to pull off. That people are, because it's so outlandish, people are less likely to challenge it.
But here's the really dangerous part. I mean, apart from the fraud, that bilking $227,000 out of hapless donors, people that didn't, who thought that she really was being charitable. I'm sure that there are people who were afraid of cancer and decided against doing the traditional treatment because this woman lied about her own experience, which didn't exist at all in the first place.
Yeah.
So the psychologist says that there are something called the dark triad that are characteristics of people who end up committing significant public fraud. And so let me tell you what the dark triad is. I love that sound, that phrase, the dark triad. It's a combination of high levels of narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. Narcissists derive their self-esteem from the accolades of other people. Psychopaths have little empathy for others and are not bound by the moral constraints that help keep most people's behavior in check. And Machiavellians are manipulative and willing to lie about to anything to achieve their goals. And it's a combination of those traits that make people more likely to get wrapped up in these extended lies in the public sphere. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfathomable to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
But you're right. I mean, she had it never entered her mind, or if it did, she didn't care that she may be causing actual people with cancer to do something that would maybe shorten their life.
Yeah, I mean, I think of Steve Jobs as the shining example of somebody who turned down regular cancer treatment that could have saved him in favor of these homeopathic treatments or
Yeah.
whatever. And he was a vegan, and he was all of these things.
Wouldn't it be funny, sad, if he actually had this book and was like a follow of hers? I mean, seriously. I mean, now that you mentioned that, I wonder.
Yeah.
Right.
I who else? This is real damage. This isn't
Yeah.
just. She's a delusional person who wrote a book. There's lots of people who do that, but she could do real damage. So I hope she gets some lawsuits, and that the damages are beyond the $227,000 that were involved in the actual fraud, the donations.
Yeah.
Well, as we're talking about the cancer, on the cancer note, that kind of strikes something personal with me.
Sure.
Yeah. As you're aware of, with my mom with the cancer that we're dealing with now, breast, lung, and lymph node cancer, and so anybody that preys on anybody, like that in that vulnerable of a situation,
Oh,
I mean
gosh.
that is
It's despicable.
It's a complete level of sick person.
This woman has been completely shut down, though, in terms of going forward with this. They're not the publisher is not selling her book anymore. The app that was on the Apple Store, they've taken it down. So all those revenue streams that she had created, the legitimate people that were providing the service to sell those things for her have shut her down.
The thing about psychopaths, though, is that because they take no ownership of the damage that they do, people still are drawn to them because they're so confident and they are so sure of themselves. And so I don't know that she doesn't build some other kind of empire at another time.
Well, she'll now use her infamy, right? I mean, isn't that the modern thing? You do something horrible, you get caught. So you've made all your money on the front end doing the horrible
TV
thing,
show.
and then you make your money on the back end.
Yeah, seriously,
selling your story.
Yeah.
It's.
You get a movie, you get a reality TV show. There's a line in one of the songs from Third Eye Blind. Actually, the lyrics for the particular song called "Slow Motion" which were pretty graphic and significant at the time. The song was released right after the Columbine high school shootings, and Stephen Jenkins, the writer, the lead singer for Third Eye Blind. I mean, he is an English major from Berkeley, so he can twist words pretty well and really paint a real graphic picture. And one of the lyrics is I'm a young urban psychopath. I needed the money. What's your excuse? The joke's on you. And when you think about it, that's just the mentality of some of these people. We were talking about this on Tuesday. What can I do to get in the news? What horrible thing can I do, or what stupid thing can I do? Set myself on fire with rubbing alcohol, all these stupid challenges the kids are doing, the YouTube challenges, the cinnamon, the, I don't know, dancing with the trains. Anything.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, in the good old days, it was, a chicken race, where you're gonna, who's going to swerve first, but I mean, that was dangerous, but that was much safer than half the things the kids are doing now.
We're feeding this narcissistic culture with all of the selfies and all the social media stuff, and people want their 15 seconds of fame. They want to do that thing where they're known for whatever.
Yeah.
And it's really sad, and I think that what we're seeing here is the end conclusion of what that happens.
Kind of manifestation of all of that.
Isn't that sad, though?
It is sad. Yeah. I will say that, I mean, we talk a lot, in this show and in the previous iteration in the 9 a.m. hour, we talked a lot about, healthy foods and we talked about food and gardens and that sort of thing. And I was very much in favor of GMO labels and that sort of thing. But having said that, we cannot get wrapped up, let ourselves get wrapped up in pseudoscience.
Right.
Yeah. If doctors are recommending something, that means that there've been a lot of studies to support what they're recommending. Lots of people who've gone to school for a very long time. This is not a social science. This is biology, chemistry, biochemistry, organic chemistry, et cetera, et cetera. You have to listen to your doctor.
Well, yeah, but you still got to kind of take that as advice, and do the homework yourself. Educate yourself once you're pointed in that direction.
Quackery is rampant right now.
Right.
It's absolutely rampant.
Well,
we talked about Dr.
Oz. Yeah.
And he's a cardiothoracic surgeon who let himself be tempted by the money of quackery. He's a quack now. It just...
A very famous quack.
A very famous quack.
And we talked, about the gluten intolerance off air here, and Nelson, we had this conversation on Tuesday. I go to my doctor yesterday, and she says, with all the different symptoms and things you're having, have you ever thought that you might be glucose or gluten intolerant? And I said, no, I mean, I've been fine all my life. And she said, no, my mother, 93 years old, boom, suddenly realized, started having all these problems, and it was a gluten intolerance. So, it's just crazy.
It is crazy.
But you got to watch what the buzzwords are.
Exactly.
Where they're going with things.
But don't get caught up in trends.
Right.
Learn about your body and pay attention to your body and work with your doctor.
That's
all I'm saying.
Homework.
That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are at the end of the show at 6:59.
It is. We never got to talk about the volcano that erupted.
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And I'm Joe Flores, and I want to end this on a special song just for you, Aaron.
Oh?
One of your favorite artists, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see if you recognize this. Since we're talking about food.
Oh, that's great! Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's Weird Al. This is On the Brink, the morning show on Kcaa AM 1050. Have a great day, everybody.
Serving up a hot dose of good morning, huh? With a side of coffee.
You won't get no dessert till you clean off your plate, so eat it. Don't you tell me you're full, just eat it. Eat it. Get yourself an egg and beat it.
And now, it's time for the latest in news from KCAA, CNBC Business News, brought to you by West Coast Auto.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
I'm Stephanie Shelton, CNBC Radio. Initial jobless claims for last week rose by 1,000 to 295,000. It's still indicating a decent job market. New home sales for last month will be out in about 2 hours. Futures are still indicating a lower open on Wall Street. Deutsche Bank will pay a record $2.5 billion to settle the inquiry into LIBOR interest rate manipulation. LIBOR is the rate that banks use to lend to each other. Among the slew of first quarter earnings reports this morning, Union Pacific's profit rose 6%, but revenue was flat as freight volume dropped 2%. Two big airlines reporting. United Continental's profits easily topped expectations, but revenue was slightly light. Southwest also beat on earnings, revenues nearly in line. Dow Chemical easily topping expectations on both earnings and revenue. Caterpillar the same. General Motors posting a miss on both earnings and revenue. Stephanie Shelton, CNBC.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH+. EH+ combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH+ gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
Do you want to learn how to steal customer credit card information from major retailers so you can buy anything you want?
Well, we can't help you with that. But among the many IT problems we solve, Barracuda's award-winning firewalls prevent hackers from taking your valuable data to the bank. Reclaim your network like 150,000 other businesses have. To learn more about protecting customer data and your reputation, visit barracuda.com/firewalls.
And a good Thursday morning to you after that delicious morning show on the Brink. 7:02 a.m. KCAA 1050, the station that leaves no listener behind. 55 degrees outside, cloudy out there. High today going to reach 69, dropping to 55 overnight tonight. Looking at your Inland Empire traffic, we've got stop-and-go traffic on the 60 westbound between Ramona and the 57. And then down in Moreno Valley, 215 northbound between Cactus Avenue and University. And in Lake Elsinore, the I-15 northbound between Indian Truck Trail and Cahauco, slow traffic there. Keep your heads up, be safe out there. KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. This traffic and weather report was brought to you by Unbound. Do something meaningful today. Change the life of a child living in poverty. Learn more at unbound.org. I'm Joe Flores. Best Stocks today, Best Stocks now, rather, is coming up next.
CNBC Headline News is brought to you exclusively by West Coast Auto, located at 5180 Holt Boulevard in Montclair, where you'll find the widest selection of the most pristine used automobiles in Southern California.
There are 3 reasons why West Coast Auto of Montclair has been consistently named top-rated pre-owned dealer in California. Quality, trust, savings. Every vehicle is hand-selected, extensively serviced, and reconditioned by our certified technicians, so you can feel certain you're getting the best in-class vehicles with financing options that work for you. Like 0% down and no payments for 90 days.
Experience the best for yourself with West Coast Auto of Montclair. Online at westcoastauto.com or by calling 909-9million.
In a world of boring talk, misinformation,